Dear American friends, today we're going to talk about one of your brands, GM Buick. The best Buick you can buy is this, the Enclave Avenir. I am literally sitting on its seat. In 2018, we actually tested it in the US, and we're deeply impressed by it, because it's big, it's comfy, and it's perfect for high-speed cruising. But it's not what we call refined, right? At least not sophisticated enough to be a flagship. However, the best Buick we can buy is that. This is a Buick Century, which is an ultimate luxury multi-purpose vehicle, or minivan as you guys call it. The more sensible 60 version costs around €74,000. For MPV that only has a 2-liter turbocharged engine, it's not what we call a bargain. However, the price goes all the way to €96,000 because it has a very impractical but extravagant 4-seat configuration. You see, in the world of luxury, the less practical a product is, the more luxury it becomes. So today, we're about to find out how luxury a Buick can be. I'm Harris, you're watching Mad EV. Well, it's not actually an EV, but it's mad enough. In the US, minivans are more like toys to you. But in China, it's sort of a symbol for the rich. And that is why this car has a very exquisite and luxurious look. And a double-color body, which stands for ultimate luxury in China. Because that's exactly what Maybach has did. However, the priority of this minivan is not exterior. It's the phenomenal interior. Now, let's get in the back. The two extremely luxurious seats will immediately grab your attention. Every single part of the seat can be widely adjusted, and they all have heater, ventilator, massager, wireless charger, and multimodal quick adjustment. All of these functions are accessible via the control screen. And if you think operating through the touchscreen is a bit troublesome, there are some physical buttons on the side for frequently used functions. I do have to say that these seats are even more comfortable and more luxurious than the business class seats in an Emirates A380, with no exaggeration at all. However, I'm not so sure how it compares with first class seats. After all, I've never sat in one. Then let's look at the so-called wall, which has a hidden smart TV, a refrigerator with a compressor, a pair of storage compartments for slippers, and 3 customized Bose speakers among the 21 speakers in total. Besides, there are 2 Snapdragon 8155 chips that guarantee a smooth operation of all intelligent functions. When the screen is raised, the cabins are completely isolated. To ensure that the boss in the back and the driver in the front can hear one another, it also has a cabin intercom system. Interestingly, the driver's voice will only come from the hidden speakers in the headrest, without interrupting the music in the back. Speaking of driver, let's look at the cockpit. Compared with the GL8 currently being sold in China, the front row of this Century is much better. The seats still has heater, ventilator, massager, and multi-directional adjustment function, along with the intelligent infotainment and a level 2 ADAS. However, as a driver of a big 4-seater, it's bound to have some sacrifices. In order to make way for the wall, the sitting position of the front are not that relaxed. Therefore, it's definitely not designed for drivers. But as you can see, its rear cabin is basically the best in China and even in the world. If you can think of any vehicle that has a better cabin than this Century, please let me know in the comment. Let's be clear, you could never buy this minivan in the US because it's totally built and produced for the Chinese market by SGM. However, the origin of this was actually from your country, as we now explain. In the late 20th century, Chevrolet, a subsidiary of GM, designed an MPV called the Lumia APV, based on GMU platform, and in the following decades, this car had many spin-off models and follow-up ones. The one I'm most familiar with among them is a Pontiac Montana, because I actually rented this car in America in 2018. Although it has many interesting designs and plenty of space, the poor quality and the wear tear made its cabin and driving experience catastrophically bad. It's also because of the serious defects of the GMU platform, such as the poor safety and easily rusted body. This minivan and its sister models were dropped by GM at the beginning of the 21st century. However, after redesigning the body, the Montana was back in business, well in Chinese market, with a Buick badge named GL8, which is the exact minivan next to me. Since it was firstly on the market in 2000, it has become the best-selling MPV to this day, which means it has dominated the market for more than 2 decades. But now, with the brand new Century, Buick shows a bigger ambition. There is a unique phenomenon that the rich and powerful in China love to have a luxury MPV for daily use and for displaying their distinguished status. Whereas in Europe, those people prefer a luxury limousine, and in America, a full-size high-end truck. Therefore, although GL8 has dominated the MPV market in China for more than 20 years, for some specific reasons, Toyota's Alphard has been the king of high-end MPV for nearly 20 years too. There was a time when the price of Alphard was around 110,000 euro, but you still had to pay another 45 grand to actually buy it from the dealership. As for the Lexus LM300H 4C version, which is the so-called ultimate Alphard, you even need to spend nearly 450,000 euro for this 200 grand vehicle. And this is the reason why Buick wants to break the illusion of luxury of overpriced Toyota. It's time for the Chinese consumers to know what real luxury is. After reviewing this minivan, I can confidently say that it is already better than the Toyota Alphard or even a Lexus LM by miles. However, there's still something to be improved, because it should be electric powered. That will be faster, quieter, and more suitable for all the electric stuff in the back. And that is why we want to film this car today, because it will be better off with a big battery.